We got to back off. We got to understand that just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I'm going to impose my will upon you. Because what it does is it sets the wrong tone. And those independents in those towns say, whoa, whoa, whoa. We have town meeting. If I don't like what my school board's doing, I'm going to fire them every year, just like I could fire you every other year, Governor. And that's right.
Sununu, who's considering his own 2024 bid, didn't stop there. In a direct kick in the teeth to the MAGA culture wars, Sununu suggested it's finally time for the GOP to end their poisonous war on wokeness and actually start practicing some of that freedom they preach so much about.
But let me tell you something. If you and your family want to be as woke as you want to be, God bless it. Live free or die. And that doesn't necessarily combine exactly with the Republican ideals on policy, but it does on believing in the individual. And if you want to run your business into the ground because this is the way you go, if it's your private business, you do what you want.
It turns out all it took was a good battering at the ballot box to shake some Republicans' faith in their Trump-inspired hatred for people who think differently. And for once, this isn't just empty Republican talk, because on Wednesday afternoon, the GOP did something surprising. It engaged in bipartisanship, with 12 Senate Republicans voting with every Democrat to pass a historic law protecting marriage equality.
The yeas are 62, the nays are 37. 3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn having voted in the affirmative, the motion is agreed to.
That's right. Republicans killed their own party's filibuster attempt to enshrine marriage protections into law. And though this bill is not perfect, it's yet another victory for Joe Biden and Senate Democrats in a closely divided Congress. Republicans are clearly going through some things right now, and this is the time for Democrats to push for even more. After an exhausting and seemingly endless run of MAGA culture wars and GOP extremism, voters are finally ready to elect leaders who actually want to work together. That's the opinion of newly re-elected Senator Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, who overcame a billionaire-backed Republican challenger by pledging to turn down the crazy meter in Washington.
Many voters were looking for candidates that were focused on solving problems, working together, getting away from the chaos and the craziness and the fear-mongering, but focused on how we move forward and leave no one behind. And that was the message that was resonating throughout the state of Nevada that I was hearing from Nevadans. And so I knew it was a powerful message to bring forward.
And just remember, folks, it's Nevada, not Nevada. If you say Nevada, you'll never win any electoral votes there. And Cortez Masto has a point. Even Republican leaders now acknowledge that they made a mistake by turning the 2022 campaign into a referendum on crazy social issues. As it turns out, voters just wanted people who were willing to listen to their concerns. That turned out to be Democrats. But some Republicans are not handling this change very well. Take recently failed candidate Kari Lake in Arizona. She recently tweeted that, quote, Arizonans know BS when they see it. And I don't know if she intended to dunk on herself quite that hard, but she's absolutely right. And CPAC goon Matt Schlapp took to Twitter to complain that Republicans didn't make it hard enough for people to vote this year. Maybe the most interesting voice for breaking with the MAGA culture war is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. At a press conference just days after winning a huge re-election victory, DeSantis had this to say to the Republicans who are clamoring for a Civil War-style showdown between Trump and his basically infinite list of enemies.
Now, look, I think we just finished this election, okay? People just need to chill out a little bit on some of this stuff. I mean, seriously, we just ran an election.
Even former Trump loyalists are cutting bait on the Donald's low-energy 2024 plans. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo responded to Trump's rally by saying the GOP needs a leader who doesn't claim victimhood. He accused Trump of being loud and unserious, which didn't seem to bother Pompeo when he was cashing checks at the State Department. But still, yikes. Now is probably a good time to hop off the Trump train anyway, because the Donald's brand has never been less powerful. According to Trump's much-beloved ratings, his big 2024 announcement speech scored only 8.7 million viewers. Over twice as many people tuned in to watch FBI on CBS. And that's not the last time the FBI is going to dominate Donald Trump's day. Oh, and Mike Pence slammed Trump in an interview too. But let's be honest, nobody cares what Mike Pence has to say. With Republicans fighting among themselves about who gets to be the king of their super partisan ash heap, Democrats have a real chance to work with those few Republicans who actually want to try and do a little governing. Wednesday proved those efforts can still yield real and impactful legislation. If Senate Democrats stay focused, there's a lot more they can accomplish before the House flips control next year. If you made it to the end, thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like, consider subscribing, and check out my new Substack at maxburns.substack.com for even more coverage. And leave a comment below so you can let me know what I should cover next.